going back to Yarba. It's the 2016 European Masters, exclusively here on SpinTV. This is the back nine coverage. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm Jamie Thomas, happy to be here with you guys again, bringing you all the action from what is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful and expertly maintained disc golf courses we have. To catch you guys up, Paul McBeth, world number one, 6 down through 9 holes. Clean scorecard so far, no bogeys. With the exception of the double he took on 8, Eagle McMahon would be right up there with him. He's 2 down. KJ and Ricky riding a little bit of a roller coaster. They're at even. So Paul McBeth will lead us off, kick off the final 9 of this tournament. Paul here's going to opt for the low skipping hyzer. A little bit of a safer play. Here's a more traditional route by KJ, and he has executed that perfectly. Missed the 2 trees. Got way up the fairway. And here's Ricky, who looks to be a little bit deep off the tee. And he'll drop short. Roll out to the right side. That should give him some options for his shot to the green. And Eagle McMahon will be 4th to tee. His first time over into Europe. Playing very well. Only 18 years old, out of Boulder, Colorado. And he'll meet a similar fate to Ricky off the tee right there. And that is one of the sweeter forehands that I've ever seen. Beautiful upshot by Ricky. And Eagle playing the advantage of having a lie in front of that tree, opting for the spike. And he'll have tester putt, but a pretty clear line to the basket. He's going to need more out of that. That is not a gimme by any means. The putter in. Few players better in the world than KJ Nybo at that shot right there. So we give you another peek into a new feature we're testing out on our videos. Everybody's been asking what the top pros are throwing. That's a D-line P2 hitting the chains for Eagle. And he'll at least temporarily tie Paul at 19 under par, take a share of the lead.
Get up.
And that'll last for at least one more hole. And he knows with Ricky to putt, dangerous from this distance. Navigates the slight elevation change deftly. And with KJ's tap in, Paul's going to be left out of the birdie party this early in the back 9. Hole card will gain a stroke on him. As we'll move on to hole 11. 19 under par from McMahon and McBeth. One of the iconic players, one of the all-time greats, maybe the greatest of all time. Ken Climo there in that commercial. Miss seeing him tour. Doing a little less these days. We're on hole 11. KJ looking for that rare Annie skip or neg skip. Some of you may remember that about 2 years ago, this is the hole aced by KJ.
Get up, get up!
He was on TV all over the world after that shot. So they moved the pin this year. Tucked it to the right. Tempt some players like Ricky to throw the roller right there. Very tough to access this basket with the righty backhand. Lots of height control is required. You'll see Paul taking his destroyer, and he's going to opt for the forehand line. Makes you wonder why Ricky didn't go with a forehand there. So he's left with this. Paul threatening to take that stroke right back. And he gives it a good run, but not going to be quite enough as it stays out right. The young gun from Colorado will do very similarly. That's the thing about pretty much all of these guys, especially the veterans like a McBeth, a Wysocki, and Nybo. You can't give them those opportunities to take that stroke. You have to pretty much count on the fact that they're going to hit those putts.
Moving on to hole number 12.
On the other side of that coin, you can't let it get to you too much. Move on to the next hole. Going to go on to hole 12. Par 4, 630 feet. Very tricky right then left turn on this fairway. Height control so crucial. Paul got the right edge of that disc over a little too much. See what KJ can do. Very similarly here. Now Ricky will line up the forehand. Ha! Height control, he says. I got that in spades. He'll land looking straight into the mouth of what fairway he has left to navigate, and the eagle's going to get a little slippery. Little local love for the first timer to Sweden.
Stay still.
Paul going to try to lay down a very tough roller. And the margin for error on that shot is so slim. That's not a bad result, all things considered. KJ is going to have a similar look. Try to read off of Paul, going a little more aggressive. Cutting the corner of that tree, and it does not look like he's made it back onto the fairway. And the young gun from Colorado going to use the course twice in 2 throws. Use the course to play the course. That's what I always say. So Ricky's going to take his harp. Nice overstable putter. Lace that forehand shot. Paul gave it a nice attempt, but in a very quick turning of the tables scenario, Ricky is looking at taking that stroke right back from Paul. This will be a tough birdie for Eagle. just off the top. Cleanups for par by the other three competitors, and Ricky will take that stroke right back on what is the second hardest hole. Only 8 other players in the entire MPO field besides Ricky birdied that hole today. As Paul sits still 1 stroke above Wysocki and McMahon. KJ still trying to play a little bit of catch up. And moving on, back-to-back par 4s. Ricky's going to get caught up short. I'm a little bit surprised to know that this is playing as the 4th hardest hole on the course. I think this is one that a lot of the guys are... It is over 650 feet, but it is slightly downhill, so these guys are at least going to try to look at a throw-in. You want to get to a spot where you can at least challenge the basket with the putter. Maybe try to get that eagle. KJ's thrown a very nice shot right there. Got through all the trees. And just got caught up, it seems. And the hyzer forehand shot digs on the backside of the green right there. That's correct side of the basket to be on this green. Very nicely executed. Eagle goes big with the putter. Maybe a little bit too much power. Didn't quite get it to fade back.
Should have went one more.
Paul, after very hot start, cooling off a little bit, and Ricky seems to be catching his rhythm at the right time to challenge this. KJ's putting on a clinic with the putter today. Maybe not so much by hitting long putts, but his approach shots and his scrambling have really been fantastic. Ooh. I wish I could say I was surprised by Paul's attempt there, but it's Paul and Ricky show. I'm never surprised by what they can do with a disc. Good cleanup for par. Par from Paul. Ricky playing the par 4s very well so far today. Four down through the 6 par 4s so far for Ricky Wysocki. 3 down overall in the round. And he has tied Paul at 20 under par. And hey, there's only 4 holes left to go, and if you know anything about this course, it doesn't get easier. This is a par 3 that you really want to get, especially with 16 being such a dangerous tee shot, and Ricky is peaking at the right time, just like we were talking about. KJ looking for a flex here. And he gets it. Looks to be about 3-4 feet inside the circle. That's a green hit.
Come on, go right.
Mr. McMahon says, this distance? Yeah, mid-range. Beautiful flight to that disc right there. And that's an important putt. Knowing that he cannot let Ricky take 3 in a row on him. McBeast mode activated. KJ splashes out weak side. With the other 3 guys taking their birdies on hole 15. Time to go a little bit into panic mode if you're KJ Nybo. Not full blown, you're going to need a little help, but being 5 back of the leader with 3 to play, you do still have hole 15. Excuse me, I'm using the numbers from the 2014. That is 14 and this is 15. To explain my confusion a little bit, they added a hole between what was 17 and 18. So where this is where the TV coverage started in 2014. This was hole 16. It's now 15. Big downhill, left to right fairway. And there's usually a headwind. As you can see, Eagle's disc quickly turns all the way over. I'm not sure if he was going for a roller there, but just couldn't feel the wind off of the tee. But landed flight plate down. This is where KJ's going to lean on his experience and just didn't quite capitalize on that tee shot like he needed to. And KJ, wow. Run it out, big fella, on hole 15. Like I said, maybe not by putting the putter, but by throwing the putter. KJ is showing everybody how it's done. Great forehand approach right there. And Eagle deciding to lay this one up. Calculated gamble. Oh, and that one sticks. Thank the wind for that one there, Paul. In calm conditions, that's splashing out right side every time. But there's no pictures on the scorecard. And Paul will grab that stroke. Pair of 3s and a pair of 2s. I hyped this hole up like it's difficult, and these guys played it at 2 under par, but albeit got to those scores in very different ways. And it's coming down to the wire as always. Hole 16, a very treacherous hole. But one that has been birdied as much as it's been parred in this final round. Paul playing it safe. He's dodging that corner of OB. curling in, and I should at least give him a look. It's a little hard to tell from that camera angle how far he is, but he should be looking at it.
KJ, big, wide, towering hyzer. Needs to get long, needs to carry.
KJ playing a nice, safe hyzer.
Oh, Ricky animation. Nice laser beam, low line, right shot.
Ricky not happy with the result of that. This is where you start to wonder. It's hole 16. Ricky and Paul within one stroke. We've heard this song before. We've read this story. More often than not, Paul has come out with the win, but Ricky has been unstoppable this year. He's already beaten Paul down the stretch at Masters Cup. Battled him valiantly at European Open. And this is just round 3 of a heavyweight fight. These guys are going to battle all year long. KJ trying to get Lightning to strike twice. Here's Paul from just a little bit closer. Very similar look to what KJ just had. And I know Ricky's breathing a sigh of relief right there. He says, "You're still in range." One stroke with 2 to go. Well, shout out to Brian Graham there in the background, director of the PDGA. Made the trip over to see what all the fuss was about in Yarva. And he's in for a treat. Been treated to an excellent show by this lead card. Here's the new hole, hole 17. Very interesting decision. Definitely changes the dynamic of the last bit of this course. And this is pretty much a righty sidearm all day. Let's see who can do it better. Probably a little bit of course love for the defending European Masters champion. And that's not a bad attempt from KJ, just such a tough shot to do with the backhand. So precise to hit that gap. Precision required. Again, Ricky, the forehand. How often do we hold our breath collectively when Ricky goes for those forehands in these tight scenarios, but he made that one count. That's a big shot. I see Eagle struggling a little bit on this hole, and now he's going to need a little luck. As KJ and Eagles' dreams of winning this tournament are shrinking by the minute here at Yarva. And Paul would really love to have this one. A little bit disjointed, a little bit of a jab. Sends it flying past the basket. Eagle cans a nice one there. And that one he had to have. That was a pressure putt. Remembering what happened to McBeth 2 years ago on the last hole. Craziest roller most of us have ever seen in our lives. he doesn't have the luxury of that kind of cushion today. 23 under par is the score. Co-leaders Ricky Wysocki and Paul McBeth.
Disc Golf Park, a natural way to create sports facilities. One of the world's fastest growing sports, disc golf offers a fun and athletic experience for people of all ages, no matter their performance level. It is an activity the whole family can enjoy and easy to learn. Disc Golf Park is an overall concept for establishing a safe, highly functional, and diverse disc golf course. A professionally designed course comes complete with disc catcher baskets, throwing pads, and a signage system. Constructing a 9-hole disc golf course requires only about 10 acres of land and can be completed within a few months. Designing a disc golf course calls for a professional. An experienced course designer adds real value to the project while considering the needs of all the parties involved. Disc Golf Park offers a complete sports facility where people are able to engage in the sport on their own. On-course safety is ensured by throwing pads and an effective signage system. A disc golf course can be established practically anywhere, in a park, next to a school, in an outdoor recreation area, or in the woods. The cost of establishing a disc golf course is only a fraction of the cost of many other sports facilities. Best of all, a disc golf course can be built with minimum environmental impact. Disc Golf Park, a natural way to create sports facilities.
And we're back on the final hole, the 54th hole. It all comes down to this on hole 18 of this disc golf park here just outside of Stockholm, Sweden. Paul McBeth and Ricky Wysocki. Round 3, the heavyweight battle. Who's going to take it? Ricky Wysocki tees first after an important birdie on the 17th. And already he does not like it. That's heading towards those trees. With a little clip of the branch, and it's rolling. Oh my goodness, and it hits the tree. Stops short of that, out of bounds. Wow. McBeth to answer. He's going to tickle a tree himself on the way and nestle on the side of the hill. KJ, who pretty much cannot take the win down at this point, but can still battle for some cash and the respect that he deserves as a veteran competitor who has a few years on these other guys, still playing at that level. And he just... Sometimes you look at that shot and you just think that's the story of KJ sometimes. He comes so close to capturing these big titles. You know he really wants this when the Americans come overseas and battle close to his home turf. What an amazing competitor. KJ lost his mom earlier this year. Huge outpouring of support and sympathy from the entire community. One of the true gentlemen of this game. Very happy to see him continually on the lead cards, continually pushing these younger players, and continually holding it down and just putting the sport on his back in his home country. See Eagle having a little trouble, limping into the corral a little bit. To wait and see the result of KJ's shot there, see how far that rolled. Ricky with the forehand on the last hole. Not this time, Paul. He has put the pressure on McBeth. back against the wall. Paul McBeth.
Come on, get left. Get left.
And the backside of this green, the amount that rolled away, that could make a big difference. With the tournament on the line, just those 5, 6, 7 feet. Make a huge difference. We see Eagle chipping up under the basket. Nice tap in to end his tournament. A solid showing. KJ as well. And it all comes down to this. How many times have we seen this man in this position? Just a little bit outside, and he is devastated. You can tell that is not how he envisioned that. He could replay that in his mind 10 times. And there is Ricky Wysocki continuing his reign of dominance on the sport this season, picking up his first major title, the first major of the 2016 season. And what can you say about this guy that hasn't already been said? His putting has been phenomenal. And the one thing that's been letting him down in these clutch moments, the forehand when he has to have it, you can't write it any better than that. A perfect forehand on a treacherous uphill par 4 green. Beautifully done, Ricky. Congratulations. You deserve every bit of the success this year you've had. And Paul McBeth finds himself in the unfamiliar position of coming up one short. It should be noted, Paul shot a bogey-free 10-down round, one stroke off the course record. What a fantastic battle we've seen all weekend here. Congratulations to all of these guys for making the lead card. Thank you to all of these guys for showing your talent, showing us what you do on the 4th stop on the Disc Golf World Tour. It's been amazing. I'm Jamie Thomas, and for the Disc Golf World Tour, for the whole crew, we'll see you guys at the USDGC.